Join me as I dive deep into the world of luxury and see if I can figure out what really makes caviar so expensive. Caviar, the epitome of luxury, has long been a symbol of opulence and extravagance. It's the kind of food that's often associated with high-end restaurants, exclusive parties, and A-list celebrities. But have you ever stopped to think about what makes caviar so expensive? Is it really worth the hefty price tag? People often view caviar as overpriced, and it's easy to see why. A kilogram of caviar can cost upwards of $10,000, making it one of the most expensive foods on the planet. Some might argue that it's just a bunch of fish eggs, and that you can get a decent meal at a fraction of the cost. But that's where the perception of caviar being overpriced comes from, a lack of understanding about what goes into producing this luxury item. The rarity of caviar is also a contributing factor to its high price. Caviar is made from the roe of specific types of fish, such as the beluga or the oscitra. These fish are found in limited quantities, and it takes a lot of them to produce a small amount of caviar. This scarcity contributes to the high cost of caviar, making it even more exclusive. Furthermore, the process of harvesting caviar is labor-intensive and requires a great deal of skill. Fishermen have to carefully extract the roe from the fish, and then it's sorted, cleaned, and processed to ensure that it meets the highest standards. All of this manual labor adds to the cost of caviar. There are several types of caviar, each with its own unique characteristics and price point. You have your beluga caviar, which is considered the crème de la crème of caviars. Then there's oscitra, which is known for its distinctive flavor and texture. And let's not forget about sevruga, which is the most affordable type of caviar, but still comes with a hefty price tag. The production process for caviar is heavily regulated, and for good reason. Overfishing and habitat destruction have led to a significant decline in the populations of these fish. As a result, there are strict quotas in place to ensure that the industry doesn't overfish and harm the environment. These regulations, while necessary, also contribute to the high cost of caviar. The type of fish used to produce caviar also plays a significant role in determining its price. The beluga fish, for example, can take up to 20 years to mature, which makes its roe extremely rare and valuable. The oscitra fish, on the other hand, takes around 10 to 15 years to mature, making its roe slightly more affordable. The rarity of the beluga fish, combined with the high demand for its roe, makes it one of the most expensive types of caviar. It's no wonder that beluga caviar can cost upwards of $10,000 per kilogram. 1. Rarity of sturgeon fish. Caviar comes from the eggs of sturgeon fish, which have been around since the dinosaur age. But here's the catch: sturgeons take anywhere from 8 to 20 years to produce high-quality eggs. That's a waiting game that adds major value. 2. Where does caviar come from? Studio microphone. Now, where do these famous eggs actually come from? Traditionally, the most prized caviar was harvested from the Caspian Sea, especially in Russia and Iran. This is where legendary types like beluga, oscitra, and sevruga became world famous. But because wild sturgeon populations dropped, strict bans were put in place. Today, most caviar comes from sustainable farms around the globe. The biggest producers now include China, Italy, France, the United States, Germany, and even Uruguay. Fun fact: China is currently the world's largest caviar producer. 3. Labor-intensive process. Harvesting caviar isn't just scooping fish eggs. It's a delicate, skilled process that requires experts to carefully extract, clean, salt, and preserve the eggs. One mistake, and the batch is ruined, worth thousands of dollars gone in seconds. 4. Limited supply, high demand. Because supply is limited and luxury demand keeps rising, prices skyrocket. And as we all know, limited supply plus high demand equals insane prices. 5. Luxury branding and status symbol. Caviar has long been linked to royalty, celebrities, and high society. Part of what you're paying for is the luxury experience. That little spoonful of caviar isn't just food, it's status. In conclusion, the high price of caviar can be attributed to a combination of factors, including rarity, the production process, and regulatory challenges. It's not just a simple matter of supply and demand. There are many complexities at play. So what do you think? Is caviar worth the hefty price tag? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're interested in learning more about luxury food items, be sure to check out my other videos.